Can't do it on cue, sorry.
I sold that.
All right. Welcome to a new NSL Talk session, and we are at Paraclete XP in Raeford, and Tim Denunzio is here with us, XP4. Tim, I think it's your turn to do the introduction, and you're the host.
Oh, the introduction. Of course, I'm Tim Denunzio, and let's start with Andy Huntingbaum, formerly of the Army Parachute Team and formerly of Airspeed. And Kurt Berner, formerly of Airspeed and some other teams prior to that. And my son John, not formerly of anything other than just Paraclete XP. And I think there was an early team there, wasn't there?
Raeford Dragons.
Raeford Dragons.
Shout out, bring back the class.
And Johnny Eagle, the world famous Johnny Eagle, also from Airspeed, and very recently again from Airspeed.
Thank you, Tim. And Tim is not only the host, the owner, and the builder and all that, he is also a competitor. And we'll see him very soon. He was training earlier today. We'll see some of the videos. And we'll see him, I think, at the Shamrock and at the tunnel meet, at least at the tunnel meet.
Yes.
With Dennis Rook,
Yes.
Andy Derk, and
Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson. Wow. Taiwan will have a hard time.
Pressure's on me.
It's not a bad group, huh?
No, we will have to work hard, really.
So until then, I'm doing everything I can to disrupt these guys' training.
Okay, so the outdoor session this morning is behind us. How many jumps?
Made a dozen, 12.
And the indoor session is behind us too. That was half an hour.
Yeah, 15 minutes out of a half hour.
So that's a normal training day in the XP4 Live? Or?
Usually a dozen jumps or tunnel. We do combine it sometimes, but not as frequently as we usually have them separated.
I have quite a few questions, and I know, Johnny, the whole world is waiting for some information from you from Dubai directly. I hate to do this to you, but really, I know I have to ask you a few questions, but I want to begin somewhere else. I want to begin actually with Kirk.
Okay.
You have been doing this now for like 20 years or so. Not in the sport for 20 years. On the top level of the world-class competition for almost 20 years.
Yep.
What is driving you?
That's a good question.
What the heck is driving you?
That's a very good question. You know, I think that it's mainly just the skydiving and the team. I love the team stuff. You know, and as you know, once you do a team, it kind of ruins you for other type of jumping. You know, although I still love the fun jump. I love that part. But the drive is that there's no finish line with skydiving. You can always have improvement, and it's always been about the getting there. You know, the winning and the competitions have been a bit of a byproduct, but I really enjoy the training, and I'm the best person. I feel like I'm the best person I am when I'm training, and that's basically why I keep doing it.
John, to you next. John Denunzio, not John Eagle yet. John, you are you're the youngest member in this team, and I'm sure you followed the young Hayabusa point. Dennis played for a time. How old are you?
27. I just turned 27 in December.
And you've been in the sport for how long?
I started jumping when I was 20, so 7 years.
So it's also a pretty young career, actually. So,
yeah.
So very soon you will be meeting the young team, the point Hayabusa point in the land. What do you think? Do you find like a new generation is growing there? Or?
You know, I watched your stuff with rhythm, and I think Rob had a good point where it's the young jumpers. You know, it's like the U.S. skydivers seem to be a little bit older as they get better. And it seems like the foreigners, they bring it up where it's they try to have younger jumpers doing it. And it's really cool to see the other teams having younger jumpers like that. And I think it's moving that way in the U.S., but it's hard to argue with. Like even airspeed last year. They're a little bit older. And they're still at the top level. So
Right.
I think you can do skydiving for a long time.
Well, the tunnel is a good opportunity for younger jumpers to catch up quicker, to begin training earlier. So I guess you may have your own experiences with that already. Tim, do you see more young folks?
And not even really, I mean, it's not even just young folks with the tunnel. And I'll use myself as an example. I've been skydiving for over 30 years and kind of really got out of competition, or at least the upper levels of competition, for many years. And when you do that, it's easy to let it pass you by. But I feel like the tunnel was a great way to try and pick back up. And even I'm 53, and even at 50, when I started in the tunnel, I was able to increase my skill level. And that's what it does. Just the repetitions and the intensity of the training here really it works more on the mental part of it. And skydiving is so mental, especially at the upper levels. So
I saw that earlier. You were jumping, training with this lineup a little bit too, and you're catching up with your son. You feel the same, like you're really making progress. Like Kirk said, there's always something to work on, and there's no age limit.
I think another big thing why you can progress so fast is the combination of coaching now. You can go out and get coaching right away, so you don't have to make the same mistakes that maybe, like when Kirk was coming up, they had to figure that stuff out.
in the air in 35 seconds, yeah.
It's already out there now, so it's easy to just jump over that step and get the technique part of it from somebody. And then a combination of that and the tunnel, you can progress so fast compared to what might have been possible.
What about you? What do you have to say about your team? I haven't heard a word.
It's a great. No, this is a
You're a
great
good
group.
free flyer.
Yeah, I like to free fly a little bit. That's part of the benefits of working at the tunnel. Is learn how to fly around a little bit better like that. Like what Kirk was saying too. Like for me, it's the training. It's the whole year that leads up to it. I mean, I enjoy being around these guys every day. Like this is the best team I've ever been on. Personality-wise and skill level. I'm really excited about what we're going to be able to do this year. We work really hard. That's really what keeps me going, is just being able to do this all the time. I love waking up in the morning and working out and coming here and flying and jumping. And
yeah, you work together, you train together, you compete together, you live together, kind of in the same small town at least. That's like a skydiving family. Your children are flying.
Yep. Everybody's everybody except Johnny has kids, and building future world champions. And we can definitely see a team coming out of this place. Maybe 15, 20 years from now. That's scary to think about what they're going to be like.
Johnny, did you think you would get away with it so far? You're hoping, right? All right, last, you say last not least, or save the best for last, or whatever. I don't know how you say. Mr. Johnny Ego. The Hayabusa idol, hero, role model. It came out, I'm sorry, I didn't make it up, I didn't bring it up. How do you feel about that?
Extremely flattered and very surprised, actually.
Tell us a little bit about Dubai. You just came back 2 days ago, you arrived back from Dubai, right? That's a tough deal. I mean, you must be jet lagged still. And
yeah, I've never traveled this much right now. This month, I'm just traveling the whole time.
Very different scenario. Pretty warm there, I guess.
Extremely warm. I was surprised. It was like 80. It was in the 80s, but really humid as well, so it made it feel really hot.
You were jumping with your old teammates from, I mean, you know that.
Yeah.
So from that one. I guess it was great fun to get back together with them.
I was really, really honored to jump with those guys.
Were you happy that you have been flying the tail before, because you flew the tail for them?
Extremely.
It was not cold water to jump in. It was.
That helped me a great deal.
Are you back? Are you happy to be back at Point now?
Yep, we've switched all the slots. Now every single slot is different this year. And we knew on our first tunnel session, we knew it just felt
Right.
great, yeah.
Only you and you're back in your original slot too,
Yes.
Tail, right? So you have two actually back to the original slots, two in the new slots, and it feels better already.
Yeah, that's great.
Let's talk a little bit about. Tell us a little bit about your Dubai experience anyway. I mean, what would you bring back home here as a kind of as a lasting memory or a significant memory of this competition, besides the money? How much did you get? Did it cover the travel
Well,
expenses?
what's that?
Did it cover the expenses actually? What you got?
Yes,
You got
yeah.
10,000, right?
Yeah, it covered the flight and everything, so that was kind of nice. Well, it's such a unique place to jump. You know, we jumped over and landed on the Palm Jumeirah Island, so
Yeah, it
it's
looks
pretty. It's just visually stunning, you know, and tall buildings in the background.
Is it an option possibly for your XP team in the future?
To have the Dubai Cup? Yeah, possibly. You know, I think they're, Dubai is bidding the World Meet for 2012.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And them in Italy, I heard, and they're going to decide that at the IPC meetings next week. And, I find it very difficult to believe that they wouldn't give it to Dubai. And we know they're going to put on a great meet, money being no object, and it's they're going to really do it well. But if they would have a Dubai Cup, I definitely think we would consider that, and just for the experience and the experience of the meet and to go to Dubai. So, yeah, for sure.
Now we are already in the US competition. USBA Nationals coming up this year for the World Championship next year. You're in the mix.
Yep.
You will be in the mix, and is it exciting to be back on the very top? So last Nationals was more like for the third place or so. This year, I guess everybody's storming towards the top or trying.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting year in the United States for skydiving. I think all the teams we're going to up the level because everybody's pushing very hard, and I think that there's a lot of teams that are very similar right now. A lot of rebuilds, Airspeed and Paris Fury a little bit, and Rhythm out there, and it's going to be a dogfight. And this is going to turn into just what Tim was saying earlier. It's going to completely turn into a mental game, mentally, and who is going to be mentally tougher. And it only takes 1 point to win a meet. So I think we're going to see a very, very exciting year leading up with the Shamrock and our meet, of course, next month, and it's going to be something to see.
Looks like the spring time becomes one very significant and important time in skydiving competition. Big events right at the beginning of the season, so everybody knows what's going on. Time to train, then go to the big meet. Interesting, exciting. You didn't get to copy the competition draw of Dubai today, unfortunately, but you promise you will send us the videos and the scores tomorrow.
Sure.
They're still standing? Okay.
Yeah.
Count on that. All right, and now I think we all want to say just one quick hello to Johnny's family, because I know they're following us always. They're so excited to see you and get everything. Hello, Mrs.
Hey, how are you? Minnie and Jerry.
We're so happy to have Johnny here. Thanks, Johnny, for helping us with a few words, and thank you to everybody, and good luck.
Thank you, Kurt. Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming up.